In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a fabric covered journal cover for your sewing journals. First off, you're going to want to get a pattern, and I reinforce my patterns with freezer paper, and there's lots of videos out there how to use freezer paper, so I'm not going to go into that. I haven't seen one on how to cover your journal with fabric just yet, your sewing journal. So what I do is I pick a fabric that will go with the journal, and I like to find something that's a little thick because I use Beacon's 3-in-1 glue, and if you don't use a thick fabric, it can bleed through a little bit, and that's not so much fun. So I'm going to just apply glue. You don't need it too close to the edge, and of course I did get it real close to the edge up there, but we're just creating a good enough bond for it to hold because I am going to sew the edges. So you should smooth this out a little bit. I just use my fingers, and of course this glue really sticks to your fingers, so I'm not really sure how good that is for a person, but I don't mind. So welcome to this video. If I didn't say it already, I hope you're having a good day. And I cut the fabric out larger than the pattern, and I am going to then just stick this right onto the fabric, onto the wrong side of the fabric. I checked that already, and I use my brayer to really get it down and to flatten out that 3-in-1 glue. I will then do the same to the opposite side. And I let it dry just for a few minutes. Doesn't take long for this glue to dry. And this is the glue. And then I am going to cut around the edges, and I will be right back. While I'm waiting for that to dry a little, I thought I'd show a little bit about after I attach the freezer paper, and you do that with an iron. I cut around the edge of the pattern as close as I can get. I'll be gluing this one down once I get it cut off. I think I'm going to just snip that end right off. And let's see. Do we need to trim any more of that? Be able to see it here? I don't think so. So I'll show you one more time. I'm going to glue this one down. I'm kind of mass making these because I have a craft fair coming up, and I'd like to have a few of these available. I also will have them at my booth at Bliss Marketplace. So here we go again. So much fun. Flattening this glue out. This is the worst part. And I said in an earlier, I think in a short, that I like to put the glue on the pattern. Well, actually, I don't cut the fabric out first. I put the glue on the pattern, glue it down, and then cut the fabric because it gives it a much nicer fit. All right, now I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to cut around the pattern, and I use pinking shears for this, and I don't go all the way. I like to see the fabric when the journal is closed. And so let's get around here real quick. I will do most of this off camera, but I wanted to show you something real quick here. I am leaving this edge just a little bit long because I think when I sew it, I might fold it over just on the back edge. I'm going to try that out. That'll be something new for me. So I will be back at my sewing machine and show you how I stitch around the edges. Well, I'm not at my sewing machine just yet, but I thought I'd show you how I trimmed around the edges, and I do like the way this looks. So I'm going to put a thin bead of glue to hold it in place. So when I stitch it, it's going to be much easier. So I'll just hold this down for a minute and be right back. Okay, we're here at my sewing machine, and I just do a quick zigzag stitch all the way around the cover. Now, as you notice, I do have the stitch length at about 2.5 for this. When you sew on paper, you want it a little bit wider than when you're sewing on fabric. You could do a straight stitch, or if you have other fancy stitches on your machine, you could do any kind of fancy stitch since this is a sewing journal. Okay, a little bit far on that one. I'm going to back it up. And then straight down the bottom. And you can do a back stitch if you want. I usually don't. I did there, but you can see kind of adds some fun texture when you do. So this is a different cover and different fabric, but it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I can do one more here real quick. Let's do the one that I covered with the glue. Let's see. Oh, this is the only one that I have that I folded the fabric over the cover just a little bit. So let's try sewing it. Let's back a little bit. This journal, or not journal, but pattern, is more of a vintage pattern. It was 50 cents. And so it has this scalloped edge in the back, and I keep that. You also see I keep the flaps on most of them if they have a flap. I use the flap on the inside cover to close a pocket. And sometimes I will add a little snap and maybe cover it with a button. These are so much fun to decorate. And in my next journal, or my next video, I will show you some of my decorating techniques for these sewing journals. Thanks so much for watching, my paper friends, and please like and subscribe if you're so inclined. It really does help my small channel. Thanks so much and have a great day.